Time is a precious commodity. People use it for all sorts of things. Some use it for work and other responsibilities. Me? I'm going to use time to talk to some really awesome people. I'm Sergio Barrera, and this is A Few Minutes With.
I like that.
Good evening and welcome to this week's episode of A Few Minutes With. I am Sergio Barrera, and she tried to start talking before I did. This is Susan Chisholm. Welcome, Susan Bruiser.
I like the music. Okay, it makes me want to dance. Like, okay, that's what I was saying. Anyway, hi, how are you? Welcome to my show.
Apparently, do you want to practice? You want to do the intro? Let's start again.
Sure.
Let's start again. All right, ready? In 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey,
I don't
everybody.
think so.
Welcome to this episode of A Few Minutes With. I'm your host, Susan Bruiser Chisholm, and joining me is the amazing Sergio Da Sexy Potato Barrera. Welcome, Sergio, to this week's episode. How are you doing today?
I think you should do that from now on.
No.
That would work. That would work. As we prepare to get started, want to say a big hello to everyone who's already joined us in the chat. Thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it. I want to call out some folks. Gosh, let's see. I see Savage,
Everybody.
Gator, Drew, Kevin Sparkle Pants. Rihanna's here. Everybody. Thank y'all for being here. We appreciate it. Welcome to episode 2 of season 2 of A Few Minutes With. Susan, how was your week?
It's been a great week, actually. You know, considering it's only Tuesday. So, no, it's actually been a really good week. Since the last time we were here, it's been a lot of fun. How about yourself?
Well.
Yeah, sure.
It's been great. It's been fantastic. I actually I think I found a new hobby. So,
yes, I believe you did. So I am excited.
Yeah. So for the first time, those of you who may not know, if you follow me on social media, then you probably saw this. But if you don't, why not? I was introduced to, and I knew what archery was. I had just never done it, and so Susan, you did me the favor of taking me on my first archery expedition. We kind of went to like one place. But yeah,
I mean, it was a trek because it was way out there.
It was Mission Ridge Range and Archery. Got to see the debut of the Sexy Potatoes' first round of archery. It was so confusing. In the sense that anything I thought I might have known about it, about archery, about doing archery.
Yeah.
Out the window. There it went. Bye-bye. So, yeah, it was something. So,
yeah, you actually did really well. I earned myself a battle scar. Yeah. And here's the thing, and I will tell everybody, I will fully admit, I feel still like a huge ass because I did archery, bowling and archery. I think it was the actual total course in college.
Yeah.
And so I was telling Sergio. Yeah.
Like at the same time?
Yeah.
You bowled while you
bowl,
arched.
and then you'd go arch, and then you bowl.
You're
and then,
fibbing.
No. It was it was a fall course, and
I thought you were going to tell me you tried to like shoot the ball on its way down the lane.
No.
But
it was a combined course, and so during the warmer part of the fall course, it was bowling. Where there was air conditioning. Gotcha. And then during the latter half, it was archery outside. It was amazing, fantastic. It was nice, cool weather. So anyway, I felt like an ass. I still do a little bit because on our way to the range, I was like, Sergio, you need to be open to like listening, taking advice because I don't want you to hurt yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So that is, I can't even get, there you go. That is a beautiful bruise because I didn't listen to my own advice. And well, and to be fair, They talked to us when we first got there about eye dominance and, which eye are you
Right.
more dominant with? And they handed me a bow, and I was looking at it and I'm like, this is backwards. Like, this is the opposite of what I've always done. So to be fair, it was backwards, but I also didn't use the only piece of advice that I gave Sergio. So
you didn't just give me the piece of advice. You were like really like rough about it. You were like,
I was insistent.
I was like,
pokey about it.
Because she was like, make sure you follow directions. You can't like, you get annoyed if I give you instructions. And I'm like,
yeah, no, and I even said that. I was like, if I try to give advice, like, don't be mad at me. Like,
I was like, I'm just here to have fun. And then she took the first shot between the both of us, and I heard the twang, and I'm like,
yeah, I know. I saw his face when I turned around. I
didn't say nothing.
His credit, he kept his big mouth shut.
And to my credit, I ain't got no bruises anywhere. So
you had a string slap. Don't even lie.
No, I didn't. There wasn't a single one.
No. You did too. Okay,
I did not. Well. There wasn't trust me, I would have told you. There was no, you're not taking the perfection. In fact, I have footage from our weekend that was filmed of me in my archery debut. Before we get to that, though, I want to welcome also Makeup by Rieka, actually pronounced Rika. Rika's here, and so
I want to say
thank you to Rika for being here. And yeah, Rika says he'll deny till he dies, but it's not denial when it didn't happen. But to prove a point on, because I'm pretty like jazzed about how successful it went for me, like to feel like, okay, for something I was doing for the first time, I wasn't a complete like mess. I was literally fearing that the arrows were going to be flying over the target and like I was going to miss completely.
Which you did once.
I was pretty proud of how it went. And I was actually very happy to find out that there was footage of my experience. So I want to play that and show folks how well my first archery experience ever went. So here we are at Mission Ridge. First shot lining up. And as you can see,
oh my God,
I was absolutely just a machine on fire. Look at this next shot. Like, look at the ease at which I was when I was pulling the bow back. Look, not even looking. Boom. So, I mean, first time out, I got to say, like, here's my best shot right here. And there you go. So wow. Yeah, I got to say, did pretty well.
Yeah. It was great. It wasn't that might have been a tad exaggerated.
Just footage from the range. They emailed me and they're like, "Hey, we got some really cool footage of your first time out." And I was like, "Oh, okay,
so cool. Great that you turned into a whole different person."
Yep. Hey, sometimes you grow hair unexpectedly.
Sometimes. So yeah. The hair, yeah, that was different. Anyway, so, yeah. That was lots of fun.
Things went well.
Went well. They did. It was great. We had a great experience. Yeah. And now Sergio is currently searching for all the bows, I'm sure, and memberships to.
You'll be surprised to find out I haven't gone down that rabbit hole yet. I'm trying not to, but I know that yes, I definitely at some point. In fact, I think I asked you on the way home. I'm like, how do you think I make it out of 2023 without owning my own bow?
No.
And you said maybe.
No. I said maybe, but only because there is only like less than 2 months left of 2023.
Yeah.
Like,
I got that footage and I'm like, I need my own bow. So
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah. Oh, Rihanna says excited for Ren Fair when they sell bows.
Yeah, they do.
I forgot about that. Which will be heading to the Texas Renaissance Festival here in a few weeks.
Yep.
So more to come on that. We won't talk about it right now, but yeah.
Nope.
Rika says, I need to be invited next time, Susan. And she adds quite violently, I want
It's
Sergey
not.
to be the target. So
It's not violent. It's got the angel face at the
okay.
end, so it's clearly
Jeez.
not
No
aggressive.
violence intended.
No violence intended.
Yeah.
No violence intended.
Yeah. Archery and hatchet throwing. I still won't throw a hatchet.
Nope.
I won't. We saw an arrow bounce back.
I was gonna say
Holy
while
cow,
we were at the range, obviously, you know, sometimes you when your arrow hits, it doesn't always bite in. It'll, you know, kind of and fall over. This young woman beside us, you know, she fired her arrow and it hit. I don't know where it hit on the target, but it bounced all the way back to the firing line. Like it was interesting.
I was like, and that's why I don't do axe throwing. So
and I'm like, they don't ricochet that bad. But anyway, that's
this
fine.
One did. So yeah. So yeah, that was
the hatchets don't.
I have seen enough videos of hatchets bouncing off the backboard and people having to hop up and jump, and you don't want me shaking the building that way. So yeah.
Oh my God. You're hilarious.
I'll stick to archery where I'm a pro. So
or something.
So yeah.
Something
but
like that.
I wanted to ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
Have you ever had a situation where like you hear a song and you've known the song for years and years, and then you're like, wait a minute, now that I really know the song, you're like, what the hell?
Yep. You're like, what have I been singing this whole time?
Yeah, and I should have known better, but I don't look because it's like, I don't know if our friends in the chat know this or experience this, where you think you know a song and for however long you're convinced you know the words, right? And so you sing those words, and then one day you hear the song, but you listen to the song, and you're like, not even close. Okay,
you're like, what? Yeah. That definitely happens.
Yeah. Can you think of a song off the top of your head where you've done it?
I have to. I have to think a minute, but I'm sure I can. I mean, it happens all the time.
Yeah, Gator mentions the Drake and Josh theme song. I have to say I'm not familiar with that. Now I have to look it up.
Yeah.
But thank you, Gator, for sharing. So do you know the artist? Steve Miller Band.
Yeah.
Got to kind of go way back before my time, even or around my early youth. The Steve Miller Band has a song called Jet Airliner. And until recently, when I added it to my throwback playlist that I have on an app, I always knew the name of the song was Jet Airliner, but I would always sing Big Old Jed Had a Light On. And I don't think I'm the first one who's done this, but that was the Big Old Jed Had a Light On. So that was already like right off from the bat, the title was I already had it wrong. Okay. So yeah, I love Peter Kay. He's great, Drew. Misheard Lyrics is his gig. But it isn't so much that I didn't know the lyrics. It's that when I paid attention to the song, knowing what its title was, and then reading or hearing the lyrics, I was like, this song doesn't make sense. So if I may.
Of course.
The song is called Jet Airliner. And here's the chorus. Oh, big old jet airliner. Don't carry me too far away. Oh, big old jet airliner. Because it's here that I've got to stay. And I'm like, well, get off the damn plane. I mean, what the hell?
He's got shit to do, okay? He's got to go places.
He doesn't. He's saying, I don't want to leave from here. So I'm like, I'm the attendant on that plane, listening to that dude going, why are you here? Like,
maybe he's already on the plane
and big old jet airliner that you're in is leaving. So just get off the plane.
Maybe he can't get off the plane. Because the doors are already closed.
Why did I know?
And they're not going to let him off because I said it just a second ago. Just saying, like,
while I was
maybe.
talking, yeah, that's happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was and that sent me down a whole rabbit trail of songs. I revisited Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel. Don't even get me started on the lyrics to Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana, because what the hell? Lyrics
And
are interesting.
I want to say that one of the first times you and I interacted on social media was about Sledgehammer.
Oh,
That
absolutely.
was,
Yeah.
I mean, years ago.
It was such a shock. I'm like, oh, he's getting dirty.
Do you know what this song is about?
Like, Sledgehammer was always this catchy tune that I loved, and I was like, oh, he's talking about sexy time. So yeah, it never quite, like, the lyrics never quite were there for me until I was, when you're on the road driving for hours at a time, you start to listen to lyrics, and you're like, what the hell? So yeah.
No, I definitely, I can second that. Like, some of my clinical rotations, I was like, a lot of music.
Is it music or actual music?
No, music, actual music. Like, I have to sing. Like, I can't not sing.
I don't miss music.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe that was before your time.
Yeah. I mean, I know what it is, but like, it wasn't a thing for me.
Yeah. Gator says, love me some Nirvana, even with their insane lyrics. Yeah, Nirvana is amazing. Don't get me wrong. But when you start to make sense of a song like Smells Like Teen Spirit, it's just best not to.
Yeah,
and just enjoy the tune. So
sorry, my light's doing it. There we go.
Enjoy the tune is what I say. So yep. So I came up with a game last week called well, I'm calling it Types Of.
Okay.
The back and forth that we did.
Yes.
And I told you that when you least expect it. Types of candy bars. Crunch bars, go.
Symphony.
Snickers.
Twix.
Score.
Almond Joy.
Oh shit. I said Twix. Damn it. I lost my train of thought. Does Ferrero Rocher count?
As a chocolate bar?
As a chocolate candy bar.
Sure, it counts as a chocolate candy.
I did say candy bars.
You did say candy bars.
Ooh, go ahead.
Hershey bar.
Payday.
Whatchamacallit?
Oh, you stole mine.
You should have said that. That's your favorite.
I know, that's my favorite. Kit Kat.
You said Milky Way. Three Musketeers.
Three Musketeers.
Three Musketeers.
I haven't said Milky Way, so I'll say Milky Way.
I thought you did.
Mm-mm.
I think that's it.
2, 1, done. I win. Did I say Payday? I think I said Payday.
You did say Payday. That's actually one of my favorites.
All right, you'll get better at it. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, before we move on, we did some talking over this past weekend about some of the future of our show, and we discussed some plans. So I actually wanted to take a moment and talk about one of the things that we talked about, which was sponsorships. Now you and I, we've been doing this for a while. And so, we've been time executive producering, looking for sponsors. So I went ahead and, put together a little something. So let me get this open.
Before you do that, can I have to rebut a comment in the chat. Our friend Drew says Payday ain't no chocolate bar. It was candy bars. So Payday does count.
I was going to say it's not a chocolate bar, but I remember. I
did say candy bars. We can run it back. We'll run back the tape. So
you said
back to Susan. I'm sorry, Susan. I interrupted you.
Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. So let me do this little thing. I'm going to pop this up on the screen here. So our very first sponsorship read here. So I'd like to introduce you to our sponsor, Bush Needs Bush Trimming Services. When you book a service with Bushinates, a trained professional will come out to your house, inspect each bush, and determine their best shape. Then they'll trim them down correctly according to the surrounding areas, make them look larger and more appealing. So just go to bushinates.com, click on book a consultation. One of our professionals will call to confirm the size and shape you're desiring of your bush to be, and then send one of the trimmers to take care of business. Right now, if you go on their website, bushinates.com, and use the offer code minutes, you'll get 10% off of your first trim service. So if you just need regular service, or if you need a one-time special occasion trim, Bushinates will come out and tame your bushes so you are ready and presentable at any time. So don't forget, the offer code is minutes, so 10% off. So
I don't know if I told you, but Rika knows the story behind that, and that's where that ends. That's where that ends.
Does.
So
she does. Yes.
So you found our first sponsor. Gotcha. That'll be your sponsor read from here on out. So yeah. Goodness gracious, we're off to a roaring start.
Roaring.
So yeah.
Roaring.
Fun times. Fun times. So yeah.
Did you really your train? Sorry about
I don't
that.
know where to. I don't know where to go from there. So.
So I mean, I could bring up something we've talked about before. So something that we've brought up before is something that we all call what social norms, right?
Right.
So things that are commonly accepted, things that are
rules of the road.
Yeah, just the way things are, right? And so I wanted to talk about it and bring up a couple of those things that are, okay, one of those things where like, okay, let's talk about this one, for example. So, for example.
I'm still like, I'm having delayed reactions from Bushinates. Sorry. Sorry, I'll try to keep it together.
Let me know when I can. Let me know when I can go on.
No, you can go on. Go ahead.
Yeah. Let me know.
No, it was just sort of delayed. I was trying to hold it in, but now it's like it's just there. So
okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Go on. I can't get that phrase out of my head. Darn you.
Go ahead and give it a good little giggle.
I'm fine. Go ahead. Social norms.
Social norms. So the example that I would like to go on with is so for example, a social norm that we're talking about is something like wearing your watch on your non-dominant arm. Now that's something that I've always been taught. So I'm a right-handed person. I wear my watch on the left arm.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
Like examples of that?
No, I mean, do you wear your watch on your left?
This is my left arm.
Okay, so yes, you do.
Wearing a watch, by the way, that you judged to be better than one I'd bought for myself. So
it is. It's 1,000 times better than the one you bought. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's a good watch. So what about you guys in the comments? Like, let us know. Do you wear your watch on your non-dominant arm? Because I know some people are left-handed, which despite being totally weird. But we also know people that
Did we just defend all left-handed people?
Yeah, I did.
The opinions of Caesar Bruiser are not necessarily the opinions of the entire staff here at A Few Minutes With.
It's okay.
I love left-hand dominant people.
I mean, I love left-hand dominant people. It's just weird. Anyway, so what's that thing where you wear like your watch on your dominant arm or your non-dominant arm? I want to hear about that.
You got some answers already rolling in.
Yeah. So Gator says non-dominant. Savage says dominant.
Yeah.
So Savage, question: do you find that it gets in your way? Like I feel like I try to do stuff with it, and like my watch gets caught on things, so I ended up putting it on my my non-dominant arm.
Yeah, but can't that happen with either arm though?
I mean, I'm sure it could, but I don't use my.
I tell you what happens to me, because I'm a left-hand non-dominant person. So I wear my watch on my non-dominant arm, hand, whatever. It's taught me that when I walk, I drift. And so I've banged this watch against so many door jams. It's not even funny. So I would like to take this moment to call you out
because you and Captain Sparkle Pants like to make fun of me for not walking in a straight line.
See, that's different.
Is it?
You walk like you drive, and we'll leave it at that. So,
oh wow!
All right, back to the chat we go.
All right, okay.
And Drew asked a great question. He says, "But you shoot arrows lefty." So the shooting of the arrows, one of the things I learned, Drew, and thank you for asking that, is it is all based on your eye dominance, and
Yes.
I found out I am left eye dominant, which is absolutely true.
Yes.
So that's what determines what hand you shoot with. So
speaking of, if you guys are ever curious, what eye of yours is dominant, left or right, you hold your hands out, you make a triangle with your hands like this, and you look at something maybe about 20 feet away, like for example, a light is what they were used. This was, by the way, this is wisdom from the person who taught my concealed handgun license class, not from me, so it's okay to listen to. So make a triangle with your hands straight ahead of you. And you look at something 20 feet away, you close your right eye and you close your left eye. Whichever eye is open and you can still see the item is considered your dominant eye. Because otherwise, like, you're looking at the back of your right hand or your left hand, whatever you say.
I like how you did straight ahead, but you went up.
Well, I mean, like not to the side, but I was also trying not to do this.
That would have been okay.
Oh, sorry.
So Gator comments... The Gator comments, the only time I was wearing a watch was for work, and it's easier when writing to look at the offhand. So he was non-dominant. So that makes sense. Like this. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah. We have a comment here to settle the earlier thing you said.
It isn't drifting in. Oh, bullshit.
Thank you, Captain Sparkle Pants. Let's see.
Hey, the couch. It's downstairs.
So non-dom, Rena says non-dom, but thinking of switching because skin stuff. Non-dominant arm, Drew says. It looks like a pretty even split.
Yes.
Rika can't read watches, so that's probably she hasn't answered. So, yeah, she has to tell time with a digital clock.
Watch face, top or bottom of wrist. So that's a good one. So when I am anywhere else, my watch face is on the top of my wrist. If I'm at work, my face is on the bottom. Yes, because it's easier to hold a clipboard and read my watch, just like what Gator was talking about. So like I can hold a paperwork like this and look at my watch and read times as I write.
I'm curious, Gator, so do you do watch, what would we call it,
underside?
Because that makes sense.
Yeah. So under your inside your wrist or on the outside. I don't know. Inside or outside? Anterior, posterior.
Rika says she's non-dominant, but we're talking about watches. Rasta says top or side. So I wonder, Rasta, do you mean like the face of the watch is on the side like this? If I can put my hand in the frame, like on the side? Because I've never seen that, but that actually makes sense to me.
I'll say like 99% of the time, or like 95% of the time, my watch is straight up on top. It's only if I'm at work and needing to write that I flip it upside down. So just for the record.
Ross is on the side.
Cap Sparkpine says that as well. I've noticed it's not so much that it's in the center of his wrist like this. It's kind of like down a little bit. I don't know how to describe it. And to me, like my wrist bones poke out in that spot, and it's like uncomfortable. So.
Yeah, I was just trying that right now. I wear my watch too tight for it to be like to be able to do side, but I've never thought about that. That actually makes sense. Look at that. Today I learned from our friend Rasta that side is an option. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Inside of my wrist makes me feel like my wrist doesn't work. I think it depends too. If you have a bigger unfortunately this is a Samsung watch, and it's smart, cool, fun watch and all that fun stuff, but it's massive. Like if I have a little dainty watch, that's different. I can wear it on inside of my wrist all day long, but I know exactly what you mean. It's like how deep. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
Do you ever become, this is going to sound weird, but do you ever become aware of your watch? Like it's such a regular part of your wardrobe, mine as well, and others, I'm sure. But then I become aware of it, and I'm like, ugh, like I'm conscious of the fact that it's
yeah.
there, and it bugs the
And it
crap out
bugs
of
the
me.
crap out of it's like you guys have you ever noticed that no matter what you're doing, no matter where you're looking, you can always see your nose. You're welcome.
Okay, we're gonna bring this show to a close now.
I mean, I'm just gonna see how many people did that.
Yeah, that or when you become aware of your tongue.
Oh yeah,
that is. I hate that so much.
And I have a thing. I don't know if this has happened to anybody else, and you same thing. Eating or drinking, like swallowing is just a reflexive motion. You don't even think about it.
Sure.
But there's times when it's like I forget how to do that, and I'm like sitting there with like a mouthful of water, and I'm like,
yeah. I used to. Now it's impossible because I'm blind without them. But there was a time when my glasses weren't as severe in terms of the prescription as they are now, and I would think I had them on, and I'd go to grab them, and I would poke myself in the eye because I had already taken them off. This was years ago. Because now if I remove my glasses, believe me, I know they're off. And so, but yeah, in the past, I can't tell you how many times I'd go like this to take my glasses off and I poke myself in the eye because they were already off, or like they were on. I used to do the on top of the head thing. So, yeah,
I do that with sunglasses.
Do you really?
Yeah, I had the opposite problem when I wore glasses before I got 2 different kinds of eye laser surgery. I used to take my glasses off and set them on the bedside table for bedtime, for example. And then, I'd be like on my phone messing around or whatever. And then I would try to take them off again. And they were already gone. And my prescription was gone. Like I have a weird condition with my eyes. We'll just say that. Like I have basically no matter what, my eyes will adjust to it. So I can read close up and I can read very far away, but not for a long time. I get a really bad headache and I get real cranky.
Yeah.
Latent hyperopia.
Oh man. Gator's coming in with the comments tonight. He says, I always cut the top of my head open while getting into the car at work. I forget my sunglasses are on top of my head and they hit the roof. That's got to sting.
I've done that and it hurts so bad. Or I've done with these jaw clips.
Yeah.
You've seen these guys? Imagine. I've clobbered the back of my head with something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eek, I say to that. So, Gator, you be careful out there, man. You've got a lot going on already. You can't be your own worst enemy either. So,
don't beat yourself up over it, man.
Absolutely.
Jokey joke.
Oh, wow. That was 10 minutes on the social norm of how to wear your watch.
Yeah. And don't even get us started on socks versus shoes, which goes first.
No, we're not going to that. We've had that convo on a previous show.
We've had that conversation. I know.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Yeah. That'll go way off the rails. Kind of like this Boston cream pie, actually, pie or cake. All right. So along with I knew we were going to go to social norms, so I'm gonna share a couple of items that I found. These are social norms in America that confuse the rest of the world. And the number one on the list, apparently, the notion of coffee on the go, like. That seems pretty normal to you and I and everybody.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not a thing, across the globe.
Nope.
I didn't realize that was. I mean, I know it happens because I've been in other countries and seen it happen, but it's not as common a thing as it is here.
No, I had a foreign exchange student that I used to hang out with a lot. Mm-hmm. And it was like that all the time. Like I would grab my coffee cup and go, and I had like thermoses, and I've even bought the disposable paper cups that you can buy at like H-E-B or Walmart. And I had coffee with me everywhere I'd go, and she couldn't stand it. She was so irritated by it. And I was like, why does that bother you? And she's like, coffee is a time for you to sit down and like, enjoy your coffee. Like it's a treat. Like you should enjoy it. I'm like, it's a tool. Like it's not a treat for me. Like this is, if I don't have it, I don't function.
I would have told her
oxygen.
I would have told her, I need you to read this book I wrote called You Don't Know My Life. So
yeah, I mean, we ended up talking about it at length, and she's like, I kind of explained what it was about me, that I'm always running and running. She's like, this is the funny part. This was the hilarious part. I said, I don't have time in the morning to sit down and have a bowl of cereal or have breakfast, cook breakfast and eat it or what have you. Sit down and actually just drink my cup of coffee, enjoy my cup of coffee. Like I have to wake up. I have to get dressed. I have to go.
Yeah. And
she said, have you ever considered getting up earlier? To which I responded, get the fuck out. Like, go. Just, that's not what I said.
You might want to read the sequel to my book called Mind Your Business. So,
yeah, no, I didn't actually say that. I was like, haha, you're funny. No, I need my sleep. You think I'm cranky now, just wait.
The more I think about it, the more I realize like so much of our culture, I don't even know maybe that's too big a word for it, but so much of how we operate tends to revolve around coffee. I can't or energy drinks, right?
Or energy drinks, yeah.
I myself can go without coffee. It's not a big deal. Actually, it's funny. I feel kind of bad because one of my students in my current class, she found out that I love French vanilla creamer, and she was telling me about how at home she has like the Costco size bucket of those little French vanilla individual creamers. So she bought a bunch. Like I'm talking like 2 of my size handfuls, and in the morning I typically will get a Coca-Cola, sorry, and that's my beverage for the morning, and I haven't gotten coffee. And so here I am, almost two days left in this class, and I have completely not used all of the creamers that she brought me to use, because they're the ones that don't need to be refrigerated, right? And so I'm like, I should probably have coffee these next 2 days just to, but yeah.
So the energy drink thing. So I have to be at the hospital very early. Like today I had to be at the hospital at 5:45. And I don't that's not enough time for me to get up, shower, dressed, out the door, park, walk to the hospital, because we have to, we don't have a parking garage on campus. That's a whole different can of worms. Anyway, so I have to wait until my morning break to get any caffeine, unless I want to literally slug it down in the locker room, because I can't take any food or beverages into the operating room. But I've gotten into this habit where I go to the cafeteria for my morning break, 8 or 9 o'clock, whatever time it is, and I get 2 slices of bacon, a scoop of breakfast potatoes, and a monster energy drink that's like basically like an Arnold Palmer, but like with extra caffeine and vitamins and stuff. And today, Cullen, Cat Sparkle Pants, had purchased some energy drinks for because we were going to be doing something after work one day, and I was going to be tired, so I was like, okay. I didn't end up drinking it, so I took mine this morning and drank it in the car on the way there. And I was like doing all this, the stuff was done. And I was looking at, I was like, my room is ready. It's not time to go to the pre-op holding area and go get the patient yet, but all my stuff is done.
Yeah.
And one of the ladies that I normally work with, she's like, why don't you go take a break? I'm like, I'm not going to do that, because chances are. So I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, what did I do differently this morning? I slept until the same time, like that I normally do when I have to be there at this time. And I did this and I'm like, I counted down all the things, and I was like, the only thing that's different is that I had my energy drink in the car on the way to work instead of waiting until 9 a.m. for my break.
Yeah. Yeah, it does make a difference. Rika hates both. Finds both coffee and energy drinks gross. I get it. I don't like energy drinks. I only drink coffee on weekends. And then when I do drink coffee on weekends, it's quite a bit. But only with breakfast. I can't. I can't do unless it's really really cold, which is rare here. I can't do the whole like coffee to warm up kind of thing. Um, it just it isn't for me. But let's see. There was something else I was going to ask you if you thought it was like a social norm. Let me.
Oh, I
Oh
love
yeah.
that.
Um,
Go ahead.
chatting people up, like it. It's the strangest thing because we're supposed to be like friendly and nice and I I've never been. This can go into a whole social awkward conversation, or a conversation about social awkwardness. But do you think it's an expected social norm to chat someone up or to just be quiet and don't engage? Like if you're out in public and let's say, it's going to be the proverbial scene of someone's on a bench, you sit down, do you just mind your business or do you engage, even if it's to say good afternoon, how are you, risking of course that's going to turn into something. So like what would you say is the expectation or the norm?
So, back, kind of back to what you said in the beginning. I am socially awkward.
Right.
So I won't initiate a conversation with someone unless there's something that's common that comes up. So like for example, your example that you gave of sitting on a bus, waiting bench or whatever it is, a park bench, whatever you say.
Yeah.
I won't talk to anybody.
Okay.
If they talk to me, if they start talking to me and asking me questions, I will answer and I will be polite,
Right.
but I won't
But
further the conversation.
right. But
But
what I'm saying is, what do you think would be the expected norm? Like, are we
mind your
a
business.
people? Okay, so that's what I'm asking. That's what I'm looking for. Like,
I
is that the general standard?
I mean, I honestly like as in the South, it's more be friendly. Um, whereas not necessarily, but also like we both live in urban and suburban areas. So it's like in your neighborhood, yeah, sure, wave, say hi to your neighbors. It doesn't have to
Ooh,
go
wait.
further than that. Not yeah, don't start.
Oh,
It
you ever
doesn't have
want
to.
to talk to mine?
You've had it. You've something. But anyway, but like
Yeah, some. So
and
yeah, there's preferences for sure.
okay. So if I see somebody and I'm like on my way to do that, like you said, sitting on a bench, I usually nod and I'll be like, hey, but I don't say
Right.
anything unless something else is said to me.
Gotcha.
Or unless I see like someone and I'm like, oh man, those are really cool shoes or something like that. And I'm not looking for a conversation. I'm literally looking to say, hey, those are some really nice shoes.
Right. Right.
Now leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, I think for the most part, if as I look across the chat, I think the idea is at least, you know, an acknowledgement, right? Because as it is for me, and for many, I think it would be a big step to sit down on a bench that's already occupied, right, or at a table, like restaurants with community tables. I don't understand that,
Oh, it makes me crazy.
but I get what they're trying to do, and food is community and so forth. But I think for the most part, the notion would probably be let's at least acknowledge, but I wouldn't engage. Like I don't think engaging is something I see often.
No. So here's a deeper level in terms of that. So say you come across a stranger
Hmm.
sitting on a park bench, as you mentioned, and it's a woman and she's crying.
Oh, I'm asking. I'm
Are
at
you
least asking, are
okay?
you okay?
Can
Yeah,
I do
absolutely.
anything for you? Right.
Sure.
Um, I was in the locker room. I'm back at work. I mean, I live there basically. So I was in the locker room today and I had my phone on. I was like, I had music or something. I had a TikTok maybe going, and my phone has a magnet on the back of it, and I magnet it to my locker. People find it like amazing that I can do
Right.
that, and so I locked my phone and magneted it to my locker, and I heard sniffling behind me, and I was like, immediately mama bear mode. Like I was like, do I need to go murder somebody? Like, who made you cry? Point them out to me. I will end them. Because this young lady was just, she was tearing up and she was just, not in a good mood. I was like, it's like, hey, are you okay? Is there something that I can do for you? And she's like, honestly, like it's just been a really rough day. And it's my first day. I'm a student and it's my first day. And I literally sat down beside her and I said, can I hug you? And I know that some people are really weird about hugs. I said, can I hug you? And I gave her a hug and I was like, listen, it's okay. It's going to be okay. Nothing you can do or say is going to make anything better or worse today. Like, just soak it in, absorb it, just be here, experience it. Like, you don't have to be perfect. And like a couple other people came in and kind of helped me. I don't want to say help me out, but like also engaged with this person. And I said, okay, well, I've got to go back to my room. I'm sorry. You can find me here. And I always do this. Our work lockers have a tall, skinny locker at the bottom that has a lock that when you open that locker, there's a switch and it opens the top, like foot locker type of thing. It's just big enough for like a shoebox. And I keep anything you could possibly need in there. So I have food, I have medicine, I have mints, I have, anything. And so I said, okay, I've got tissues there. I've got snacks there, like help yourself to whatever you need. And I left and I came back later on. There was a little note that just said, thank you for caring. I thought it was really great. But like, I've seen people that will like see people crying and they literally get this like deer in the headlights look and they turn and like walk away. Like they're like, I can't right now. No, I'm done with that. Like, period. Yeah. That's not a thing. Sorry. Where'd she go? My cat just like reached up and clawed at me. Apologize.
Part of me forgot what we were talking about.
Wow.
Yeah. So I will and it's funny because as I was answering and as I thought about it, Rika came in with this comment. And I keep clicking on the wrong thing to bring it up. But she says it's because you're not a friendly person, Sergio. Rika knows me well. This is my sister from another mister. But yeah, no, I know if it's like a distressed look, I'll check. If it's like crying tears, I don't know where to start. And then I'll just like, hello? Like, I don't know how to initiate that conversation. But I won't just walk away.
You just like, yeah. You're like this. You're like,
yeah, I'm looking for you. Slow. I'm like, there's somebody who needs to talk to you. So yeah.
You're like, allow me to find someone nice.
I am passing the buck, not to Rika. So, but yeah. So yeah, I mean, gosh, so many things we could look at in terms of social norms. I don't even know it's just social norms. It's like how to be people, like how to be human and how to be compassionate. And like, there's so many things I think that as a, not even as a society, just as people,
mm-hmm.
I think that there's so much that can be said about like, we each have an individual choice to make about how we're going to treat others. Mm-hmm. Throughout this entire time, I've been sort of razzing on Rika, which is basically a daily, task for me. But I also know that she knows that she's very important to me. She's one of my absolute dearest friends. She's family as far as I'm concerned. So I know I can razz her like I would a sister, right? But at the same time, there's also that part of us that can do that to one another. And I'm talking because I do the same to you. I do the same to Cullen when we're hanging around. But we also know we have each other's back, right? So there's that issue of like, to be yourself is to find those spaces where you can joke with one another and not put each other down, because I don't think it goes to that. But then when the time comes, it's like, don't talk about Rika, like don't talk about Susan or Cullen. That, like, you know what I'm saying? We're going to come to defense, like you said, Mama Bear earlier. Like, I think it's in us to make that decision to say, you know what, I may tease you, but ain't nobody else going to mistreat you, And so I think is something that isn't as common anymore, unfortunately. within society. I think we need to bring that back. So
what's funny when you say that, and maybe it's just because of where I live and where I work, like I've found kind of the opposite. The people in the younger generations tend to stand up for one another more strongly and more intensely and definitely more violently at times for something that's going on.
yeah.
You know, you know me, you know that I am not a person, like, you know that I am not a confrontational person.
Right.
You know that I don't like confrontation. I don't like standing up to anybody for anything. Standing up for things is not really my thing. But I am absolutely an advocate for anyone on my team. I'm an advocate for any of my patients. I'm an advocate for anybody in my family. And if somebody needs something, I'll get it.
Yeah.
I read something somewhere that it was there is a joke that's like, if I need ketchup, I won't ask the waiter. But if somebody at my table needs ketchup and they don't want to ask, I'm asking.
Yeah, I know.
It's like they called it the mom friend override. So my feelings of discomfort are overridden by the need to help my friend.
Yeah.
So, but that's 100% how it's been for me. Like, if I won't stand up for myself ever, but if somebody else needs standing up for, you best believe,
yeah,
somebody's going to roll. Because,
well, I think that I'm going to say we all need to find it in us to stand up for ourselves, because otherwise, what if someone won't? But it's not easy. That's the thing. It's not an easy thing to do. So,
yeah.
I want to say goodnight to Rika as she leaves before the show's over. Way to go, Rika. Thanks. So,
hey, yeah, message me. Let me know what's
that. One more social norm item I want to bring before we start to land the plane on this conversation. Adding around the world, I learned that it is quite the not norm, like it is here in the US, to add condiments to food. Like, it's seen as an offense. Like in France, Spain is another country that I was reading about, where if you ask for like a condiment, or it's like it's frowned upon. Whereas here, I think we have a tendency to feel like it's okay. Like, if I want A1 for my steak or whatever, whatever it is, it's looked at a little more favorably here. So what is your thought? Like, if you're in a restaurant and you've been presented with your plate, are you comfortable? I don't know if it's going to go to what you just said, but are you comfortable asking for a condiment for your food?
Again, I mean, it depends. Like, and here's the thing. Maybe it's just me, but the reason that I don't ask for stuff for myself is not because I'm embarrassed about what this person might think of me. It's literally like, they've got so many other things to do. They don't need to be running back and forth to the kitchen just to grab me some friggin' butter or whatever. And I tend to not eat very many condiments anymore anyway, because of someone's distaste. So not really. I mean, if I want it, yeah, I'll ask for it, but I'm not gonna.
Right.
It's not gonna be like. But something else to counter that point is foods in other countries tend to have sauce and flavor. Yeah. So we don't necessarily need condiments.
We have flavor here in the United States. Goodness gracious. I will stand by that comment.
Sir. Sir.
Wow. Okay. That's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother show.
No.
We have flavorful food here in the U.S. So.
Yeah, it's all based off foreign dishes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. No doubt. Not my point. Can't deny that, but not my point. So, all right. So, what dish gets placed in front of you then that you absolutely have to ask for a condiment? And then I have a follow-up.
Hot dogs or French fries.
Okay. And what's your condiment of choice?
Ketchup for the fries, ketchup and mustard for the hot dog.
Okay.
Maybe pickle relish.
If I get seafood placed in front of me, I gotta ask for tartar sauce. I don't care if it isn't supposed to have it. I gotta ask for tartar sauce. Follow-up question to yours, and it's from an observation. Every time you order a burger, you say Extra pickles.
Extra pickles.
Extra pickles is what you say.
Extra pickles. And sometimes if I'm feeling saucy, I say, fuck that shit up with some pickles.
Extra pickles is what you say. And then you get your burger, and to them, extra appears to be one extra pickle. I've always wondered, why don't you like go fight for your pickles, man?
Because it's the same thing.
I'm waiting to see extra pickles.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. Like, they've already come out and brought me my food and then gone away to go do something else. So, like, they're doing something. They're busy. They're doing something else. So, like, if I have to be like, excuse me, come back all the way over to my table. Can you please give me extra pickles? And then they have to go back to the kitchen and get more pickles. And they have to come all the way back to my table. It's like, it's fine. I'll deal with it. Like, I don't want to put somebody, that's my thing. I don't want to put somebody.
Got it.
So, but like, if somebody at my table is like, oh man, sorry, can you get me some ketchup? And they have to go back to the kitchen anyway. I'm like, actually, would you mind getting me some more pickles too? No, I will admit that you and I have eaten together a number of times where I've asked for extra pickles, and you have not seen extra
I've yet
pickles.
to see it. I don't know what that looks like. Rihanna suggests bring pickles with you, and I think that's a good idea. So, all right.
Okay. I'll bring them a little Ziploc bag in my purse, and I'll bust them out whenever I get. They're like, I'm extra pickles.
Forget to dry
and the
them
waiter's like, oh, here's extra pickles, and I'm like,
all right,
make a deal of it.
Well, as is always the case, we don't know what the heck we're going to talk about on a given night.
Never.
Here we are. Yet another 57 minutes down. I want to say thank you to all of you who have been chatting and contributing to the conversation.
Thank you.
We always appreciate that. It is much appreciated. We will be back next week for episode 3 of this season. We will be doing 12 episodes. So the week before the Christmas holiday, if you celebrate, it's going to be in the holiday season where our final episode of this season will land.
Yes.
Oh, we have plans for the holiday episodes. And I have to outdo last year's. We're going to do a gift exchange on the final episode of the season in December. And we might have to do a recap, Susan, of what last year's gifts were. So,
do you even still have your gift that I gave you?
Of course I do. Absolutely.
Okay.
Have you put yours together?
Yes. I don't have puzzle glue. So I don't. So
no.
For the record.
No.
Okay.
Reach over and show me the pieces that you have assembled.
It's the box is right there.
The box.
Well, I had to put them back in the box. Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it.
Because I have cats and kids and shit. Like, so.
I'll accept that.
You can ask that guy.
All right. Anyway, much to come over the next several weeks as we continue this second season of A Few Minutes With. Thank you to all of you who've been here. Of course, we cannot get out of this week without doing a TikTok of the week. In fact, Susan, I have 2. And so this creator is Morgan J. And let's take a listen.
Okay, what are they doing? They're painting. That's very impressive and satisfying. One more edge to go. Yes, they did. Let's go.
I love that guy
so much. Oh, man. All right, one more, because they're fun. Let me get this next one going here. Yeah, here we go.
Oh my God, what is this? Is it a book? Oh my God, it's a tiny house with a tiny door and windows. Oh
my God. Oh man.
Some people have so much talent. It's incredible.
I tell you, it's crazy. So with that in mind, we'll finish by saying this. Stay tuned. Because as our show evolves, there will soon be, we're not sure when, but it's going to be soon, there will be additional pre-recorded episodes of A Few Minutes With that will land on our YouTube page. So if you are on YouTube, which most of you are, I can tell because of how you're chatting. Have you clicked subscribe? If you haven't, make sure you do. Have you liked this episode? If you haven't, please do. Have you
share it?
Click the notification bell so that if you, for some reason, miss the live episode, you'll know when it posts so you can watch it. Not only that, but very soon, you're going to start to see pre-recorded episodes that are going to land on the channel. And I'll simply say this. We will soon be doing reactions episodes, and those are going to be a whole lot of fun. So stay tuned for more as we continue to grow this project. Susan, I can't do it without you, so thank you so much for always being amazing week to week.
Thank you. You as well. Really quick, guys. Also, can you share these episodes with your friends if they're not here right now chatting, and be like, hey, buddy, check out these super awesome, fun, cool, funny as heck people that we watch every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. You should do that. Anyway,
indeed,
Sergio, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for joining me on this episode tonight.
Yeah.
Remember, it was in the beginning. It was my episode.
I remember.
Anyway.
I remember. So,
that was good.
With that, we will finish by simply saying thank you so much for being with us. And never forget, as we always tell you, you are awesome. You're amazing. And the world's a better place because you are in it. We'll see you next week on the next episode of A Few Minutes With. Good night, everybody.